Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this rush dress. Yes, I'm going to show you how to make exactly something like this. So you guys, thank you so much for your support, for watching my videos, for subscribing. I really appreciate. So let's get to work. So the first thing that you're going to do is to get your material. For me, I'm going to be using 3 yards of material for this tutorial. So the first thing I did was to fold my fabric into 2. I am using a crepe to sew this dress, so I'll fold it into 2. After that, I will fold it again. That means I'm folding it into 4 in 4 fold. As you can see, after folding your material, the top of your fabric should be like this. After which, I will go ahead and measure my shoulder measurement. So after taking my shoulder measurement is 16, so I'll divide it into 2 and then I'll take the measurement. I will go ahead to take my hand measurement, like the length of my hand. So I'm just going to leave the tape to the length of the fabric. I'm not going to cut it out, so I will just leave it to where the length is. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take my neck width. You know, this cloth is just a straight neckline, so it doesn't have any much design, so I'm just going to cut everything straight. So I'm going to take 5, since there is no zip, so that my head can pass through. But for plus size person, you can take like 7. So that is that for now. So I'll go ahead and take my shoulder slope. Then I'll take 1, then I'll connect it from that my neckline. From my neckline, I'll connect to where I mark the shoulder slope. So as you can see, that is that for now. So the next thing we are going to do is to go ahead and pin down our fabric so that the dress will not scatter. You know, this is crepe, so and we pin it down, and then after pinning it down, to just make sure that everything aligns with each other. Don't allow your clothes to scatter. So the next thing we are going to do is to go ahead and cut out our neckline, the shoulder, and all the part that we mark. So we'll go ahead and cut it out. And then after that, I will go ahead and notch the neckline. Yes, we'll go ahead and notch it so that we'll not make mistake. So the next thing that we are going to do now is to go ahead and mark our half length. So my half length is, I am going to be using the half length of 16. So I'll go ahead and mark 16 as my half length. So, and then I'll make sure that I make my chalk to be visible. You know, now this dress is white, and at the same time I'm using white chalk, so if it's not really visible, so I'll just have to press it very well so that it will be visible for me to see, so that I will not make mistakes. So the next measurement that I am going to take now is my waist measurement. So I will divide my waist measurement into 4, and then I will mark it there, because that is where we are going to be placing our strap, our waist strap. So I've gone ahead to carry my pencil so that it will be visible for me to see. So I'll connect everything together. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and mark the same waist length. Like I mark my waist length, and then I would now go ahead and carry the back of my dress, the other part of my dress, to mark it, so that is where I am going to be putting my waist rope, like the rope I'm going to be using for my waist. So after that, I will go ahead and mark from the center fold of my dress. I will go ahead and mark 4 inches all round. Then I'll now use my pencil to make it visible, because that is the line that we are going to put our rush, like we are going to place it there and sew. So the next thing that we are going to do is to mark our hand length on our round hand. So I'm just going to use 7 as my round sleeve, like that is, I'm marking my round sleeve. So I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch down, and then I'll connect it from there down, but then I'll have to make it curve so that it will give me that shoulder sleeve. So after that, I'll just go ahead and cut out the part. So now what I am going to do now is to remove the dress. I have to remove the back from the front. So I'll just go ahead and unpin the pin that I used, and then I'll go ahead and remove the dress, the back part. Then now this is where the little work is. So I'm going to be working on the front part, because that is where this is where we are going to put our rush. So now the first thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and make my strap. That is the rope I'll be using for my waist belt, and then for also the this thing strap I'll be using for my rush. So I'll go ahead and first thing I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and bend the down part of my clothes. So I am done with that. So I've sewed it into, like, I just bend 1 inch. So I still went ahead and sew my rush. I still go ahead and sew. So the next thing we are going to do, now that we have placed the rush entrance, so what we are going to do now is to go ahead and fold it. So because you want your cloth to be neat, your sewing to be neat, so you go ahead and bend it. So I've gone ahead to bend it, to sew everything, and then I've added the strap off camera. So this is how it looks like. I've added my strap, and then I have sewn the place. So as you can see, our dress is almost ready, and our rush is already forming. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and put my waist belt, like the waist belt. So now I'll just go ahead and pin it down. I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew it. So you guys, I am done sewing. This is how it looks like. As you can see, our rush is already forming. So this is how it's going to be when you put it on your body. So the next thing that we are going to do now is to place our fabric together, the front and the back piece facing each other like this. You can see how I arrange. Make sure you don't make mistake while sewing. So I've gone ahead. So you make sure that you press everything together and make it align. So you just go ahead and sew it. You sew the shoulder together like this, and then this is how it will look like after sewing. So the next thing that you are going to do now, after sewing your shoulder line, you go ahead and bend your neckline. If you have a aiming gum, you can use aiming gum to aim it first before you bend it. Then after that, the next thing we are going to do is to aim our round sleeve. So we'll go ahead and sew the hand sleeve like this. Just bend it 1/2 inch inside, and then you sew it round. And then after that, you go ahead we are just going to pipe the body at once, so that will not take much of your time. So you go ahead and sew the body down, and then yes, you sew it around. The same thing with this part. So you sew it around, just sew it 1 inch For me, I'm using 1 inch. So you guys, I am done sewing. This is our dress. As you can see, everything, the dress is ready, and this is our rush part. And see how beautiful it is. This is very neat sewing. So this is how it will look like after you have finished sewing your dress. And this is how mine look like. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do well to subscribe, comment, and share this video. Support us. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.